I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's gonna be a hell of a night come September 13th. No, it definitely don't matter. You know, the odds can't fight for him, so it is what.
Terence Crawford has issued a stern warning to Canelo Alvarez ahead of their September 13th showdown. Meanwhile, Virgil Ortiz expressed doubts about Crawford's chances, pointing out that jumping 3 weight classes to face a fighter of Canelo's caliber is a massive challenge. While Ortiz praised Crawford's intelligence and skill, he believes Canelo's power, size, and sharpness will be the deciding factors. He even referenced Canelo's check hook against Bivol as proof of his elite timing. Ortiz admitted Crawford has a shot, but said if Crawford wins, he would rank him as his #1 fighter of all time.
I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just going to treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right, yeah.
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he going to be able to even to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter. And look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it.
Showbiz the Adult explained why Crawford always brings up Ricky Burns, calling that fight a cornerstone of his career. He highlighted how Crawford has always relied on timing, reflexes, and clean shots to control difficult opponents. Still, he reminded fans that Crawford has been hit and hurt before, by fighters like Mean Machine, Gamboa, and Sean Porter. 38, Showbiz argued, Crawford is still the same fighter, and people shouldn't expect him to suddenly fight in a completely different way.
A reason why Crawford always brings up Ricky Burns because of this.
Burns needs to knock him out of that. Body shot wasn't the best.
The previous one.
That's Crawford, y'all. That's Crawford. That's the same one against Madrimov that y'all said Madrimov was too tricky. He ain't too tricky. Just box. Terence Crawford, even if he starts off boxing, at the end of the day, he uses his natural gifts, his timing, his reflexes, and everything to land great shots on you. And he does it, bam, and he gets hit in the exchange all the time. Got dropped by a Mean Machine doing that. Madrimov was popping. Gamboa rocked him. Sean Porter was catching him because he throws his. And y'all keep saying, well, in this fight, he's going to be totally different. He's 38 years old. That's what he's been. Y'all like Terence Crawford won't be Terence Crawford. No, I'm expecting him to be Terence.
For his part, Terence Crawford said he feels honored to share the ring with another great champion in Canelo Alvarez, promising fans that September 13th will be an unforgettable night.
I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. It's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
When asked if Canelo's criticized performance against William Skull boosted his confidence, Crawford pointed out that his own last fight also drew criticism. He said both men need to show more and step it up in this fight. On whether fans would see a more aggressive version of him, Crawford simply replied, "That's why people need to watch the fight." He ended with a direct message to Canelo, "See you soon."
So is his performance against William Skull. Did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, we both need to step it up, I guess.
That's one from me, Terence. Obviously, we've seen Turkey Al-Sheikh mention no Tom and Jerry fights. You've said yourself you're going to put it on him, you're going to come for him. Do we see an explosive Terence Crawford that people won't have been expecting to see?
That's why you got to watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
Brian Norman Sr. made his pick clear. He's riding with Crawford. Having lost money betting against him in the past, Norman now says he refuses to doubt him again. He described Crawford as a dangerous, intelligent fighter who always finds a way to win and rejected the idea that defeating Canelo is unrealistic.
I got Crawford. I'm sorry. I'm about to say Canelo. Where'd that come from? I got Crawford. Man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford. So those days of my life are over with. I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
You a believer now.
I'm a believer now. Yeah. Crawford is that guy, man. Crawford is that guy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and
All right.
I've seen Crawford personally. I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he a bad man. He a bad man. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say, just with the boxing IQ, with it's certain things, man. It's certain things. I think that Crawford is gonna figure out a way to win.
You think he stopped
I don't
Canelo?
think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this, I don't think it's so far fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far fetched as some people trying to make it.
Ryan Garcia shared a different view, admitting Crawford is great but still favoring Canelo. Garcia emphasized the size difference, noting that Canelo is strong enough to push back heavyweights in training. He believes this fight marks the first time in years where Canelo is the naturally bigger man, and that will allow him to fight more freely and effectively. While respecting Crawford's skill, Garcia said he'd bet his money on Canelo.
You have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though.
Do you give Terence Crawford any chance to beat Canelo?
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo.
Coach Bernie showed unwavering belief in Crawford, saying the fight isn't about Canelo's talent but about Crawford's brilliance. In his eyes, Canelo plays a minor role in this story. This moment belongs to Crawford, and everything is aligned for him to shine.
Crawford, man, I'm so happy for him, and he gonna beat that boy, man. And like I say, it's not about how it's Canelo. It's about how good Crawford is. That's all this shit is about. It's about Crawford. It's the Crawford. He just a mere person in the story. You understand? If you write this story, man, he just a mere person in the story. And then it was this Canelo and this. That's all it is. But Crawford is the main character in the story. This shit was lined up for Crawford. It's about Crawford, man.
Bernie acknowledged Canelo's legendary accomplishments, but said a loss here won't tarnish his legacy. He predicted Crawford will do what others like Arislandi Lara couldn't: stand firm, land precise shots, and wear Canelo down. In his view, Crawford is simply the better fighter and ready to prove it.
Canelo, he done his thing. He you know what I mean? He can't take nothing away from him because he loses to Crawford. Hell no. But you got to give Crawford enough stand because he going to do what Lara didn't do. He going to stand there and bust his ass up. He going to turn him up. Boy, that's what he going to do. He going to shout out to Lara, but I'm just saying, he going to do what them other guys didn't do. He going to him up, man. He going to fight that motherfucker, man. He going to beat Canelo's ass, man. And it is what it is. Canelo great, Bud just greater. That's it. Ain't no separation about that.
David Morrell gave Canelo the edge, calling the fight extremely tough for Crawford. He suggested Crawford might be taking the bout for financial reasons, but stressed that Canelo's strength and durability make him dangerous. Morrell even predicted Crawford may struggle to get past the third round, giving Canelo a 60-40 advantage.
I say Crawford, but it's the crazy fight. It's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford. I know he can do it for the money, but it's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford, and Canelo is not easy. Canelo is stronger. It's difficult. It's difficult for Crawford to win the fight or to stay the win the third round. So, I say 60-40 for Canelo.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's head coach, confidently declared that Crawford will get the win. He praised his fighter and the entire team, saying this is another big stage where the world will see why many consider Crawford the best pound-for-pound boxer alive.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely confident that he's going to get the victory. Second of all, I'm just happy for him and the team. So, the world can see once again why he considered the best.
Bomac added that there's no pressure on Crawford because he always sticks to his own approach. No matter what Canelo or critics say, it won't shake his focus. Their training is centered on one game plan, and they fully believe
no pressure on Terence because Terence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. We train for one way, the way we're gonna fight, and that's the way we're gonna get the job.
Finally, Bomac promised fans a surprise, saying they'll be shocked when Crawford breaks Canelo down. He believes Crawford's growing comfort at the heavier weight makes him even more dangerous and gives him a major advantage.
We are going to be surprised when he dismantles Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terence can settle into that weight, the worse is off for the opponent.
Kenny Porter dismissed the notion that Canelo will simply walk through Crawford, calling it nonsense. Having known Crawford since his teenage years, Porter said he has seen him pass every test, often making tough fights look easy. He reminded critics that the so-called nobodies Crawford beat were actually champions at the time. Porter made it clear he never bets against Crawford.
That's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. See, because here's another thing where that's concerned. Bud has been a boxer since I first met him, he was like 13 years old. So Bud has been tested in national tournaments, Olympic trials, Pan Am Games. We were in Venezuela together in the Pan Am Games. He's been tested so many times along the way that when he got to the higher levels in professional boxing, he made it look easy. And a lot of times, the guys that he made it look easy against, those are probably the guys that Canelo are saying, oh, that's nobody, it's nobody. Nah, dude, that's who they put in front of me. That's who the champion was at the time, and I beat him. And just like Bud said, everybody that they put in front of him, he has beat him. I'll never bet against Bud.
Kenny.
I got Bud.
Kenny, you think?
I never bet against.
Kenny also praised both men's mental toughness. He pointed out how young Canelo was when he faced Floyd Mayweather, proving his resilience. As for Crawford, he described him as calm, confident, and unshaken under the spotlight.
Either one of these guys feel pressure. These are the guys that are built for pressure. So, Canelo stepped up against Floyd when he was, 21, 22 years old. He was a kid. Nah, there's no pressure for Canelo, right? And as far as Bud, he cool as the other side of the pillow, man. He just, no, I know that personally. I know that personally. This dude is, he's ice cold. Ain't nothing but, ice cold running through his veins. And so there's no pressure. And then on the other side of it, as far as, who's the guy that's better prepared for this? Each fight is different.
Porter concluded by saying this fight is special because neither man has faced someone quite like the other. He expects the early rounds to be cautious while both fighters adjust. While Canelo has the size and experience at heavier weights, Porter believes Crawford's unique ability to adapt mid-fight will ultimately give him the edge.